Hey, hi, and hello, everyone. Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. Hope you're doing well. And it's time for a weekly track roundup. All my thoughts, my opinions, my feelings on a grouping of songs that have dropped over the past week or so. They are all linked down below, so you can check them out for yourself and decide on your own. Do I like it? Is it something? Never mind if Anthony likes it. Is it a thing that I like? So yeah, that's it. That's the point. That's what we do here. That's the weekly track roundup. Okay. All right. Okay. Also linked down below our turn, not ton, not tin, not ton, not tan, not 10, our turn. Table Lab link. We get kickback from it if you use it to buy some vinyl, buy some turntable stuff, buy some speakers, whatever it is, whatever your heart desires over there. Supports the channel at the same time. Also our Patreon page, which supports us, and you can, for a very cheap monthly tier, get some extra bonus content in the process, access to our Discord community too, and Fantano Shorts, our shorts page on YouTube, where we get up that good-ass short-form content on a regular basis. Also our regularly updated website with a poppin' news section, which I hear very good things about. And yeah, that is essentially going to be it. Worst tracks of the week. Let's get into it. We have quite a few to go over, more than I would like, but it is what it is. All right, starting off with yeah, this is going to be Sleep Token here. A new track, Emergence, is the title of this one. And do we still need to pretend this is a band that's good? Do we still need to be doing that? Like this just sounds like EDM with bad metal guitars and just worse vocals, like generic. Like if these vocals were coming straight out of the alternative metal era they are so obviously inspired by, they would not stand out in the sea of bands that, like, again, clearly inspire them. These are the most generic alt metal vocals I have heard in quite a while. And again, just like very glossy, almost EDM type production with very basic, like boring prog metal guitars. Like, what is the point? What is the appeal? And also it's long, it's dreary, it's draining. Pass. We are hard passing on this, hard pass. Moving on from there, we have Timbaland and Alejandro Aranda, who I feel like made 3 different songs on this one song, and no one element of those 3 different songs respectively come together sensibly or coherently. This is really like a, go back to the drawing board type moment. We can say that with Love Again. We have Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco teasing toward their upcoming collab album with another single, Sunset Boulevard. Miss Gomez is a perfectly capable singer. Why absolutely destroy and muddy up her vocals with all the pitching and all the effects in the way that they do? It just sort of makes the singing sound unlistenable, frankly. Instrumental, really plain, really bland. I'm not really sure what they were trying to do on this one. At least with the Gracie Abrams ones, I could kind of see what they're going for there with kind of the straightforward pop rock style. The cutesy little acoustic number they put out before that was very, like early 2010s YouTuber core, but there was an appeal there. This just sounds sloppy. Not really getting the appeal. And Lizzo putting together some TJ Maxx disco on this new one over here. Still bad. Not really feeling the vibe on this one. It just sounds too formulaic. It's just, if you're looking for some disco nostalgia, there are better options out there in the world. I'll say that. And finally, Calvin Harris has decided to go country on this new track over here, Smoke the Pain Away. And yeah, it just sounds like a bad combination of super commercial dance music and super commercial country. And I don't know. I certainly don't need that. I don't know if the world does. Maybe this is what the world needs right now. I know I don't. And that's why I'm passing. And Aminé also has a new one out. Familiar is the title of this one. And look, I'm not exactly against Aminé continuing to experiment more and more with beats that are a little more melodic and a little more dance centric and really kind of like experimenting with his vocal style more. But if he is going to do that, would insist that he do it in such a way to where his vocals are actually distinct and recognizable. I feel like he has drifted so far away from his trademark sound at this point, and his vocals are so heavily altered on this track that it doesn't even really sound like an Aminé song. It just sounds like very bland Spotify wallpaper that kind of comes and goes in a flash. The song structure, the song writing itself is really nothing to, speak of either. It's just a very short, unremarkable little track, and I feel like his talents far exceed what is displayed on this song here, and I'll leave it there. All right, meh. The tracks I was kind of on the fence with, they are as follows. You may like them more than me, though. Here we go. We have a new one over here from Segal, multi-instrumentalist, singer, songwriter, rock nostalgist extraordinaire. He has a new album on the way, and this track over here sees him once again bringing us some 60s garage rock vibes, but with almost like a sort of progressive song structure. A lot of different shifts across the track as well. I think it's okay. I mean, I have been lately preferring much of the stuff from his lo-fi era more than what he has been putting out as of late. But what I can say about his latest material, including this track over here, Fantastic Tomb, is that there is a focus and a maturity to it, that you could argue his older stuff that may be too rough around the edges for some lacked. This doesn't quite have the same exuberant energy, but there is really a focus and a skill and a virtuosity to a lot of the ideas and playing. The riff change that pops up in the second half of the track is pretty fire as well. It's an interesting progression. It's creative for sure. Ty is still in his, again, throwback rock bag. Can't deny that. All right, we are moving on from there to the new little Tecca song. Dark Thoughts is the title of the track. And, as you guys know, I'm not usually a big Lil Tecca guy, but this is not the kind of instrumental I would usually expect him to hop on top of. This is like a really cool 2000s throwback with a pretty solid hook. And while he does do his usual sort of like auto crooner thing on top of it, there is a sharp melodic component to it. And I feel like he makes this vocal style work over this kind of instrumental better than I think one would expect it would in, in concept. So I can at least commend it for that, even if I'm not like, head over heels for it. We have a new one over here as well from these new Puritans, who we have not heard from in a minute, but they are coming back with a vengeance on this new track, Industrial Love Song, featuring Caroline Polachek. It's not so much an industrial love song as it is like a new agey type love song, lots of atmosphere, some decent vocal chemistry here and there, though I do think Caroline's vocals really do kind of carry the track, to be honest. I feel like the other side of the coin vocally could have been a bit stronger. The structure could have sort of ended in a place that had a bit more of a payoff, I suppose. But, it's certainly enchanting while it's on to a degree for sure. We have McCluskey, who has come through with the track People Person. It's a bit of a post-hardcore banger, though I do think some of the spoken word bits and the pacing are a bit off, leave something to be desired. But if you're looking for some kind of animalistic and somewhat satirical post-hardcore, make sure you give this track a spin for sure. We have LustSickPuppy, FGB, brand new track, kind of bringing that industrial hip hop sound once again, but on a track that is pretty darn short, honestly. I'm hoping that, new singles and another album into the future kind of comes through with production and vocals that are a bit bolder and not so one note, but, the usual baseline boxes for LustSickPuppy are there. They're checked for sure. Okay, we have a Playboi Carti, new album, music. It's out now. Just going to point you guys toward one track off of it featuring Kendrick Lamar, the one, the only. The song is good credit, and it's been a highlight for many off of the album, though I myself am not as impressed with it as I think others are. Kendrick's verse, while it is definitely a highlight of the song, generally speaking, I think is just okay. He's had stronger features in the past. It's almost like he's trying to bring sort of a Kendrick Baby Keem type of collaborative chaos to this track, but I just don't think Carti holds up his end of the bargain, really. Instrumentally, it's okay. Performance-wise from Carti, I feel like it's kind of average for him at this point. And that's not to say that there aren't highlights on the album that I enjoy. There are. I just don't really think Good Credit is one of them, as much as I feel like Kendrick does provide a bit of a necessary change up in the very dense track list of this album, and I'll leave it there. All right, we have Haim, the Haim sisters, fucking relationships, a brand new track over here. We have relationships, we have F-bombs. And it's pretty much like standard Haim pop rock at this point. I don't really think it's one of their best tunes ever, and I feel like the vulgarity of it all is really more the selling point than the songwriting itself is. But certainly there's a consistency there that you can admire from Haim at this point, and I'm still looking forward to the new record from them this year for sure. So. Okay, we have the Callous Daoboys, who have come through with a very jarring and disorienting new track over here, titled Lemon, that I honestly, in terms of its like influences, I can't even begin to describe, because it is just so insane in its amalgamation of like 90s radio pop rock and a bunch of other stuff that I'm like, some of it I'm crazy about, some of it I'm not. Like it's a lot of rock genres, both alternative and underground, that are being brought together in just a series of like stylistic mashes that you just do not anticipate. Maybe it'll be easier for some to get into this track if they just don't really know the reference points, and it's all kind of like hitting them as like a totally new, entirely, original thing. I feel like personally, having sort of like perceptions of, the various rock genres they're bringing together on this track, maybe there's some baggage there that kind of keeps me just held back from enjoying this track. I can appreciate on some level that it's very creative. It's very surprising. No band is quite, assembling these sounds together in the way that Callous Daoboys are on this particular track, which I can, most definitely respect. But is it coming together in a way that I think is tasteful or effective or, cool? Not particularly, but it's something I'm definitely going to be returning to before the new album drops, and I'm kind of curious as to how it'll sound in the greater context of an album that most likely will be a very varied release. So Callous Daoboys, Lemon. We have also Four Bats over here who, I can appreciate that he's switching things up a little bit stylistically from a lot of the tracks on his, last breakout album that was pretty one-dimensional, but this just sounds like a Weeknd song. This is a Weeknd song, but like a very watered-down version of one like from the, 50 Shades of Grey soundtrack era, I guess you could say. And we have the best tracks of the week. Bam, bam, boom, 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 bam, boom, boom, bam. They are as follows. We have Party of Two, who have, essentially split off on their own. They were originally a trio by the name of Group Therapy. Now it's Jadagrace and SWIM doing their own thing together as Party of Two. They have a new EP out. Mad Love is one track off of it. It's a really cool multi-genre, multi-phased hip-hop and dance blend that is hype as hell. Great vocal samples, great performance, great energy throughout. And I'm really excited to hear what they're doing as a duo off of this new EP that they have out. This track, again, Mad Love, is off of it. And sort of sounds like they're putting their best foot forward with this new collection, short-winded, but still, collection of material. So hell yeah. Here we go. Next, we have Masa, producer extraordinaire, electronic music legend, you could say, in some respects. Jump is the name of this new track and single, and it is hype as hell. One of the best dance cuts I have heard this year so far, so kudos to that. We also have Lucy Dacus giving us another teaser to the forthcoming album. Forever is a feeling. Talk is the name of the song. And it's a heart-wrenching ballad and story, honestly, about a relationship that is like really falling apart. Lucy, I would say, wondering about just kind of the state of things romantically in a way that is heartbreaking. You know, why is our best sex in hotels? Why are we fighting in their stairwells? It's a song of spilling tea. It's a dark track. It's a dark track. So yeah, you know, very straightforward drumming on it too, that I think really kind of sets the pace very nicely. Liking this one a lot. Liking this one a lot from Lucy. I think one of the better singles so far from this album cycle. All right, we have Black Lips, Satan, I'm Tired of You, a really kind of cute, campy, weird country tune. Look here, Satan, I'm tired of you. You know, F Satan, I guess. I'm with Black Lips on that one. And it's just kind of a fun, silly song. But it's, you know, it's also saying something too. But yeah, you know, band is staying kooky and creative in that classic Black Lips sort of way. All right, we have Lil Nas X, who was really feeding fans this week in a big way with not one, not two, not three, not four, but five new singles, five tracks. And, you know, I would say 3 out of 5 of them were pretty great. And, you know, this one over here, HOTBOX, is my favorite of the 5. Look up Lil Nas X on streaming right now. All the tracks are there. But again, HOTBOX is the one I would really specifically point you guys to. It's a really great, almost like Pharrell Neptune style throwback. It's very clubby. It's very energetic. You know, fantastic production, fantastic chorus. Lil Nas X vocally and rap wise is doing really well on the track too. So yeah, really pleased with how this one came out, and liking to see, you know, a wider variety of influences going into Montero's stuff, especially considering the past couple of singles just kind of being okay in my eyes. I really feel like these 5 tracks, even the lesser of the 5, you know, the ones that I thought were just okay, were surprising in terms of like, oh, I didn't know he'd try to pull off that style or that sound or whatever. So, you know, I really feel like he's trying to pull off something bold with this album cycle now. Really excited to see where this goes on the new record. All right, we have Freddie Gibbs coming through with a new track, almost like a freestyle type cut where he's dropping a couple of verses. We got a lot of shots, and you know, even the title itself, Big 2, is you know, almost like a obviously, you know, reference to the whole, you know, Big 3 discussion and so on and so forth. So Freddie is going off lyrically, seemingly has a lot to say, and you know, is gearing up for a new album release as well. So Freddie Gibbs, Big 2. There we go. All right, we have a Feeble Little Horse, who is back. First single for a brand new album cycle. This is real. The band continues to confuse me in terms of what kind of band is this? You know, is it a lo-fi, indie, slacker rock, noise pop thing, or is it something from a totally different universe? You know, all I'll say is that the songwriting is on point, even though it is like all over the place and very linear and very nuts and very over the top. It's hella creative, and you know, it's just like every odd shade of underground rock pulled together into a mysterious but delicious soup, a stew, a hearty stew. I'll leave it there. All right, we have Chappell Roan, The Giver, brand new single that she has been teasing, not only because, you know, obviously given just how popular Chappell has been, anything musically that she's putting out is going to be highly discussed and in high demand, but also there has been a lot of discussion around her going country on this new track, and stylistically she does that, but I wouldn't say she, like, you know, is really going super rootsy, rustic, or anything like that on this one. It's very much like a Shania Twain brand of country, a very Shania Twain style of country. So you have, you know, those clear pop influences coming through instrumentally. Some campy bits on the back end, get the job done, you know, later into the track. Very obviously a flirty song. It's a big sexual flex, and, you know, quite catchy as well. You know, I think she pulled off the country sound well, if it is, you know, even if it is like more of a pop sort of blend. And yeah, you know, I don't think this is necessarily going to be like indicative of her doing a whole country album or anything like that. But, you know, as far as a new single goes, not disappointing at all from Miss Roan. All right. A couple more. We have Bon Iver, who I would love to shout out, who has another couple of singles out. One is If I Only Could Wait, featuring Danielle Haim. And it's a, bit of a powerful ballad with some very strange, multi-textured production that's a little hectic, a little chaotic, but I feel like the smooth and very beautiful ballad at the core of it, which, the vocals are really kind of carrying the water of for the most part, kind of keeps things steady and focused. It kind of brings some cohesion to the chaos. It's a very beautiful tune, very beautiful performance. And shout out to Billy Woods, who has a new album on the way. First teaser is from the record. What am I talking about? Features is what I want to say. Kenny Segal, Misery is the title of the song. And interesting kind of narrative from Billy, because he mostly seems to be like describing some kind of connection or relationship he's made with somebody who has like a, sort of like a famous platform and is sort of like wondering how he kind of like, I guess like the difficulties on some level or struggles of like fitting into that. I mean, it could be metaphorical, symbolic on some level. Again, I've only given the track a few spins, but still very impressed with the kind of loose and layered horns on the track, Billy's writing and, his lyrical focus per usual. Love seeing him tie in once again with Kenny Segal, because they're always a great duo. And enjoying the track and looking forward to just like kind of peeling back more of those layers, as I typically do, the more I listen to Billy's stuff. And of course, always excited for a new album from him. That is going to be it for this video. Weekly tracks have officially been rounded up. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up, or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, weekly tracks forever.